Hello and welcome. My name is Roman, and today I will be reading to you my Pachakacha presentation, which is entitled Old People, a Gold Digger's Guide. We're going to go over a lot of things in this presentation. Oh, okay, that's perfect. You may be asking, why old people? I'll tell you 3 main reasons, okay? Get ready for this. Old people are cool, like that old lady. Old people come from all over the world, like this middle guy. I think he's Cuban. And they are also interesting. That is John Overton. He died at 112. He was the oldest veteran in the United States. Smoked a lot. Okay, definition. Old people, seniors, are humans over the age of 65. Old people often are missing teeth, they like prunes, and they have problems, which is great for our purposes, okay? We'll get more into that later. You can see this guy on the right, got no teeth. He's a phenotypical old person, okay? Here are some examples of old people. We have Danny Trejo, he's 77, okay? Joe Biden, 79. Leslie Nielsen, dead, unfortunately. You should watch Naked Gun, Airplane, Police Squad, very good movies. He had a lot of hair for his age. How to spot olds, okay? Old people have walkers, toe fungus. They wear these slippers, right? You will see those very often, right? And they also like to wear their pants up to their armpits, at least the men do. The women tend to wear nightgowns and such. You know, very easy to find one. Very lucrative. Old people foods, okay? We've got all bran, any sort of grain. They love grains. Werther's Original, hard caramel candies, toast, and cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is thought to prevent urinary tract infections, which is why it is incredibly popular among old ladies. How do olds benefit our society? I'll tell you 4 main reasons. They promote nature because they finance golf courses, which are beautiful nature, right? They are full of history. They enforce speed limits because they drive so slow. And they are also very vocal, right? They are the loud minority. Why find old people? 3 main reasons. Great vintage clothing, as you can see in this man to the left, right? Very strong. Old men will protect you. They will do anything in a fight. Very good for our purposes. And they have cool old cars. That is an old Ford Bronco. Old people love old cars. They take great care of them because they never drive them. Places to look for old people. Nursing homes, pharmacies, Walmart, right? Any corporation in the United States that you have to drive to that you can't realistically walk to is going to be full of old people because they love driving. They love driving slow. Don't look here. Don't look in the funeral home or in the coma ward of the hospital. If you find an old person there, it's too late. You got to look somewhere else, okay? For our purposes, unfortunately, these old people in these locations will not work. You need to look in other places. Look in Walmart. Look in Walgreens. The process, here's the process. Old men, they get heart attacks a lot. I think it's like the leading cause of mortality. Lots of heart attacks. Old ladies fall, break their hips. Very tragic. But hey, for what we're doing, that's great. Okay? Also, coughing. They both do that. This is sort of an androgynous looking old woman. She represents everyone. Profit, right? You've got happy old man with his money. He's not going to be happy for long because guess what? Bye-bye. He's dead. That money in his hand is now ours. Okay? Wonderful. That's exactly what we want. We are going to get the money. We are going to extract it, right? Passive income, right? Selecting the old. This is an example of an old man who you do not want. You can see he's poor, he's homeless, he's got no teeth, probably doesn't have a lot of money, right? You can see I put that little circle and cross over his shoe there, right? Because shoes are a great example of old people you shouldn't have, okay? This is an example of a very good old man, right? You can see he looks rich, he looks healthy, he's got teeth, he's well-dressed, he's got a camera, he's at the wharf, which means he's probably got a boat, right? And the biggest part, you can see that he is smiling, and you want to know what that means? It means he's got no wife, okay? No wife, perfect for us. Date ideas for old people. If it's an old lady, you install a stair lift in her house. She would love that, right? Go to a soap store. Old people love soaps and perfumes. They need to cover up the scent of incontinence. Another great date idea is dialysis. Go on dialysis with one of them. You know, they love dialysis. What to wear? If you're a woman and you're going out for a date with an old man, you wear a Hooters uniform, right? These are old men's favorite women. They love Hooters so much. If you're a man, you wear what her husband used to wear. You wear an old United States Armed Forces uniform. She'll say, oh, that's great, right? What to say? If you've ever seen School for Scoundrels, you'll know when you're on a date, you lie, lie, lie again. Say that you fought in Korea. Say that you donate to charities. Say that you work at an old folks' home. They will love you. Maybe not the old folks' home because, you know, that's a bit of a reminder. Money time. You get money, okay? This is the section where I tell you about the money and, you know, what you do with it, all that sort of stuff. This woman, she just, you know, her 90-year-old husband just died. Look at all that money, that cash. She is rolling in it. And you want to know why? Because she followed my 20-part guide. What to buy afterward? Buy a 1991 Ford Ranger, maybe an expensive dog, or you see this beautiful woman here, you buy the cake she's holding, right? Those are all great things to spend your money on after your really old, decrepit significant other dies and leaves you with millions of dollars. The epilogue, right? Afterward, after he or she dies, you will be left, you know, as an exile of the community, right? You will need to go into hiding, hide from the paparazzi, move to Mexico, right? It's a bit of a trade-off, but guess what? You're rolling in it. You can buy a Jag. You can buy a Mercedes. It's great. Anyway, thank you for watching my presentation. This has been Old People, a Gold Digger's Guide. And hopefully I will get back to you later with another guide. Maybe I'll show you how to, you know, date patients or something like that. I think that is a great idea. Thank you. Goodbye.
I got some more awesome news for you. I just found out a place called is either up for sale or could be, or up for lease or could be. By Monday, I'll find out from the realtor. We'll have the mega dollars to make that out. So, if you wanna go real driving, back to life, come join the fun and we'll pay your way to help us set it up.
Well, I think I had to make an effort to like it. I wasn't sitting there criticizing it the whole time, but if you've actually done something and then hundreds of years later you see what you are reported to have done, it isn't going to balance on a set of scales, is it?
No. It's like news today, Olive. It's all about perception, right?
I played right into your hands.
Yeah, tell me, how did you end up in Bletchley?
End up in Bletchley.
How did you work there?
What was your qualification?
Yeah.
I was at London University. It was a college of London University, and it was an accelerated course. And I was called up into an aircraft factory where they were making Halifax bombers, the body of the bomber. And my senior, the person I worked for, was the only gentleman there in a uniform. He was in an Air Force uniform, and we were responsible for the technical equipment which was put into the cockpit of each Halifax on the assembly line. The address of this place was 566 High Road, Chiswick in London, and it was the London Passenger Transport Board depot where they used to make London buses, and there they were doing Halifax bombers. Now, a lot of secret equipment was put into these aircraft, so we had an equipment officer. He was in Air Force uniform, and I was his aide. And it depended where the Halifax was going, which station in England. Most of the bomber command stations were in Yorkshire, but not all the stations had their aircraft do certain jobs. Sometimes it was submarine hunting, or sometimes it was bombing Berlin, sort of thing, just to put it in a nutshell. So that decided what equipment was being put in. Well, we discovered that this was being leaked, and somebody knew the number on the aircraft and what equipment was going into it. Now, that opened a whole can of worms, and as far as secrecy was concerned, that was very dangerous. So they gave me 2 weeks to work out on this factory floor with all these bodies of Halifax bombers, how the information was being leaked, that this went into that cockpit and yet a different thing went into another cockpit. Well, for the first week I hadn't the faintest idea what I was doing, and I felt a complete washout. Even though in those days I had red hair, I still felt I was a washout. And I had the second week in which to do it. And somehow my attention was caught by the timekeeper. People got paid by the number of things that they installed. So I watched him, and there was a big rack on the wall where the little worker making some little gizmo at a desk would walk from there, put his gizmo into the aircraft, take the card and pull it. And all the timekeeper had to do was to collect the cards. From what I just explained, he had no need to walk up the steps